This is a common sight. Everyday people glued to their phones, tablets, and computers, a side effect of the modern digital age. But as Apple, Google, and Android unveil their latest lines of digital devices, doctors are worrying about what those devices could be doing to your health.
What I am noticing more than anything is people feeling tired, eye fatigue, sandy, gritty, runny eyes.
In Perrysburg, local optometrist Dr. Michael Recker says more than ever he's seeing patients suffering from eye problems linked to the overuse of digital screens, what was commonly known as computer vision syndrome.
Otherwise known as digital fatigue syndrome.
Recker says the source of the strain is simple: blue light, a high-energy light emitted from digital screens, which, according to experts, can penetrate and break down tissues and structures of the eye, and even eventually lead to macular degeneration, or the loss of vision in the center of your visual field.
It also has a cumulative effect, which over time can lead to these things. So it's really something that you have to kind of be aware of at day one and start treating.
Recker says with each passing day, he sees more and more patients with symptoms of digital fatigue syndrome, and he's noticing degenerative effects in patients younger than ever before. But to help slow down the breakdown, Recker says users can follow a few simple rules. The first of which is blinking, which Recker says is significantly reduced while staring at a screen. Blinking spreads much needed moisture and tears across the surface of the eye and can often help refresh them. Recker also recommends patients follow the 20-20 rule. For every 20 minutes of screen time, look off-screen for 20 seconds or more, giving your eyes time to readjust and allowing them a quick rest. But the best remedy, Recker says, is to just turn the screen off. The less screen time you have, the better it is for your eyes.
We're in a digital age now, so it's important to do these couple of things to protect your eye health and to also make you more comfortable.
But while the occasional glance off screen can help reduce eye fatigue, turns out our eyes aren't the only body part in danger.
It has a very significant effect on our brain.
Psychiatrist Victoria Kelly says, like our eyes, overuse of digital screens can put unnecessary strain on our brains, effectively curbing the learning process.
Our brain needs downtime. It needs the time to do nothing other than consolidate memories. If we don't have that, then basically nothing that we learn in a classroom setting or in an office setting or anything like that will stick, so to speak.
What's worse, Kelly says the majority of the negative effects are worse felt in children. As children grow, the brain goes through a process called pruning, the reinforcing and cutting of pathways associated with learning and behavior. But while staring in front of a screen, Kelly says that process becomes distorted.
It trains the brain to prune certain pathways that help reinforce further things. For example, visuospatial things, like you're looking at a screen. So those are the pathways that get strengthened. Whereas other pathways that are important for insight, problem solving, higher order thinking, empathy, understanding that behaviors have consequences, those sorts of things, which already don't mature actually until we're about 25, 30 years old, it lets those become underdeveloped.
And that's not even the worst part. For psychiatrists like Kelly, there's an even more troubling side effect.
It becomes an addiction, so to speak.
Kelly says, much like drugs such as cocaine or methamphetamine, use of digital screens can stimulate a rush of dopamine, a chemical in the brain that produces euphoric effects, leading to reinforced patterns like more digital screen use.
So if you think what is happening in those brains, it's not a healthy situation we want to be looking at.
The best way to avoid these dangers, Kelly says, is to simply limit screen time for both adults and children, though she knows in this day and age that's easier said than done.